All right, so in this video, we're going to go over aggregated events. So how to identify your priority events and how to assign them, as well as how to assign custom conversions, because that's another thing. It kind of varies based off of industry and like what's important to you and what you're tracking in your funnels. So you only have 8 events that you can assign. So basically what it means, if anybody opts into being tracked, then those events can trigger. You're going to put them from high to low priority. You may not even use all 8, which is fine. Again, it's really going to depend on your unique situation and your business. Now, if you have more than 8, well, you're kind of in a sticky situation because you can't put more than 8. However, a workaround, what some people are doing is different stages of their funnels. They're having like different domain names in different stages of their funnel so that they can verify more than 8. So, for example, let's say the top of your funnel, your opt-in page will be one domain name, and your upsell page will be another domain name. I'm just giving an example here. So then each page can have up to 8. So that's just a workaround. If there's any other workarounds, please let me know. I would be totally interested in knowing what you guys are doing. Again, this is all fairly new, so there's like tons of stuff that people are testing and doing. So I don't claim to have every answer out there. I'm just teaching you based off of our own experiences and what we've done. So this is going to be more with those cases that don't need more than 8. So if we're talking about e-commerce, starting with e-commerce, you really want to think about, okay, well, what's the most important action for you to track? It may be purchases first, right? So something that people do is that they kind of work backwards from the most important from the most important action, which is the purchase event, and then they work backwards. So first would be purchases, which is the highest priority, and then second it would be maybe add payment information or add to cart, and then third it would be like add to cart or view content. So it would be like purchase, payment information, add to cart, view content, wish list. I don't know. So make a list and just work your way down, just go backwards, and then don't add anything there that's really not super important if it's going to take up all of your important space. So once you make that list, so that's mostly for e-commerce. And then for lead generation, it's going to be similar. Like your most important is most likely a lead, right? So you're going to go from lead, and then some people have custom conversions. Like I'll have custom conversion events on different stages of my funnels. For example, like we'll have like the opt-in will be maybe a custom lead, like custom conversion lead event, or a complete registration event or something. And then the upsell page will maybe have some form of like tracking there, and then when they go through the form in the upsell page, and then it'll take them to the next page, and that's like a different lead event. So things like that. So just take a look at all your events that you already have existing, and make that hierarchy list of what's most important to least important. Once you know and it's within 8, then you're going to want to go to Event Manager. So click on the hamburger tool or hamburger menu, and then click on Event Manager. I could have sworn that was like a chessboard. Did they change it back to hamburger? So you click on the hamburger, go to Event Manager, find your pixel, and then go to Aggregated Event Measurement. Okay, so this is 8 per domain name again. So it doesn't matter if you have like 500 pixels, then you're gonna have to share some space with those 500 pixels. When I'm referring to, like, if you have multiple pixels for one domain name, but I'll talk about those in the troubleshooting section and the error section. So aggregated event measurement, configure web events. You're gonna click on that. So once you're there, find your domain name that you verified earlier, which I don't see mine because I didn't verify mine yet. Oh my God. It's okay. I'm going to just pretend this is the one. Okay, so I'm going to click on this one, and then I'm going to click on manage events. just giving you a warning. So interesting enough, before the iOS rollout, it still gave like this, it's going to take 72 hours to take effect and stuff. Now it's like super like prominent. It's going to take 72 hours. And I believe that you can't even assign some events until, you know what, ignore me. I don't even remember what it was. But anyways, so click on add event, find your pixel. Or custom conversion, right? If that's the first one. So if it's a custom conversion, you're going to want to click on custom conversion and then find it. It'll be in that list. Sometimes you'll see custom conversion all the way at the bottom. So just search for it. If it's a pixel like standard event, then just find your pixel and then choose the standard event. This case, I'm going to put lead. Okay. And then you're going to click add events, do the same thing for the next one. If it's a custom conversion, select custom conversion. If it's a pixel, you select a pixel, and then maybe the next one, if it's a standard event, you select the pixel. Maybe the next one's going to be view content, etc. And you keep going until you have all the ones that you need. Now you see this one says highest priority, lowest priority. If I were to add another one, you can see it kind of bumps it down. So this one becomes like one of the high priorities, and there's like just the one low priority. Okay, so then you hit submit, and that's good. So it could take up to 72 hours for that to kick in. So make sure you set up your campaigns around that. So like if you're going to be setting up your campaigns and stuff, just make sure, okay, well, it's going to take about 72 hours. Maybe I shouldn't run this campaign yet. And I believe that's what it was. I think you'll get an error message if you try to run it before it kicks in. If you go into, you find your pixel or your API, and then you go to custom conversions and you create that custom conversion. I'm going to call this one, this is a test, right? And I want this one to be, well, I don't have my custom events set up, so I don't have a list, but let me just click on this one here for now. Let's make it a lead, and then I'm going to go HTTPS, blah, blah, blah. blackmkxg.com and enter. You want to make sure you hit enter and it shows this with the X, or else it's not going to work. And then we hit create and done. It's inactive now, so you might want to run a test. So just go to test events. Where is it? Where am I looking for? Okay, so we have this is a test event. So then you want to go to your website or the page that you did this on and just refresh it or load it up. And then check your Facebook Pixel Helper and you'll see this is a test. So here's my custom conversion. So it's custom conversion. It's in the lead category. Looks good. Keep note of this custom conversion ID 3557. Then I'm going to go back here and where am I? Find my pixel again. Go back to aggregated event measurement, configure web events. Find that domain name, click on manage events, add event, and find your custom conversion. And it would say this is a test. Okay. Again, like this is a different domain name, that's why it's not popping up. But if I would have verified that domain name, then you would have seen this is a test under custom conversion. Okay, and then you just hit submit. All right, so that's how you do it. That's enough for the aggregated events. And again, I will go through some of those troubleshooting and error messages that people usually get when they do all this. It's the final video in this mini course. But we're going to move on to the next video, which is reassigning your campaigns with a verified domain and pixel and conversion and or conversion API.